from you guys. No, you got to do better than that if we're going to get the stocko hitting the fan today. That's what I like to hear. Well, my name is Aaron Sagers, and I have the extreme pleasure of moderating this panel. But before we begin, in each of your pockets, you probably have an awesome little device, a smartphone, a camera, some sort of device where you can tweet to the world. So I want you to do that right now. I want you to tweet to @DefianceWorld, #Defiance, and make all the people out there jealous that they are not here today. And without further ado, let me go ahead and bring these people on out. You know him as the executive producer and showrunner of Defiance, Mr. Kevin Murphy. This guy is the baddest lawkeeper in town, Mr. Grant Bowler. You know and love her as Amanda Rosewater, Julie Pitts. A warrior goddess and all-around badass, Ms. Stephanie Leonidas. A guy you love to hate all around, Mr. Tony Curran. Ms. Mafioso herself, the head of the crime syndicate, Ms. Jamie Murray. And the David Geffen of Defiance, and also the son of like a really messed up family, Jesse Rath. Welcome back to Comic-Con, guys. So good to see you here. Are you guys happy to see him up on stage? I gotta say, I was talking to Jesse last night and I said this, that season 1 of Defiance was really good. Season 2 of Defiance, I'm like, oh damn, that's really good. So, kicking ass over there, and I'm curious about your characters. Actually, you know what, before we get into it, I think we have a trailer to show. Let's go ahead and see that. You guys want to check out a trailer from Defiance? Let's roll it.
Under the Eighth Republic, Defiance has been reborn.
We live here together with a true purpose.
Defiance is a model of safety with a standard of living unseen anywhere else.
The punishment for crimes is more than fair under our new leaders.
Defiance has become a city that affords everyone the opportunity to better themselves.
These are the things that make Defiance great.
I'm Joshua Nolan.
Daytak Tar.
Amanda Rosewater. And I'm a proud
And I'm a proud
citizen of Defiance.
You, Urzu, I will force you out and I will take you apart.
What is all this?
Weapons. Enough to drive the Earth Republic out of Defiance.
Rafe McCauley, you're under arrest.
I know that you lied about killing Kenya Rosewater.
Don't tell me I killed Kenya for nothing.
She's not dead!
I had one thing in this mess of a world, and you took her away from me.
You have no idea the things I've done. I am a monster.
You won't rest until my whole family is in jail, will you?
I will not have my wife pretending she's smarter than me.
I'm not pretending.
My emotionally disturbed daughter is in possession of the same weapon we used to destroy a Bulge army.
This world is an abomination. It's because of you, humans. is why I can't save you.
Wow.
Humans, who needs them, eh? No, we love you, really.
It seemed like there was a lot going on in that trailer. I'm
Really?
curious. Yeah,
Really?
we see a lot of evolution and some relationship problems going on there. Down the line, let me ask, like, where do you see your character, as much as you can say, going in these last few episodes of season 2? Jesse, why don't you start?
Well, I'm interested to see how Alec reacts to seeing his wife cosplaying as a Castathan. And I personally find it very offensive. I love cosplaying in real life.
None of you like cosplaying, right? No.
It's so boring.
But walking into a room full of a bunch of humans wearing whiteface is very offensive to a Castathan male.
Nothing worse than whiteface. Nothing.
So offensive.
It's very offensive to Castathan's. Jamie, where do you think you're...
I mean, I think Stammer's already been to hell and back, the 3 hells and back with Daytak, so the only way is up, really. I think she's going to keep on asserting herself and see where that gets her.
How about you, Tony?
Oh, yes. Well, I'll tell you one place Daytak isn't going. He's not going home.
Anytime soon.
Unfortunately, you know, you reap what you sow, and as much as he loves his family, he's obviously not been treating them. A little drowning, a little maiming of hands between the family. It's not such a good thing. So
He needs to be punished a little
yes,
more.
I think I'm going to eat some humble pie in my hovel, and we'll see if Daytak gets the opportunity to make it up with Stammer. But as we all know, hell hath no fury as a woman scorned.
Yeah. Does Casty houses have locks? Because I'm pretty certain those are still changed. You don't have a key to that house right now. Yeah.
There's a sense-off at the door.
We have Raga at the door.
Yeah, that's right. Stephanie, how about you?
Oh, Larissa. She's gone to the dark side, and I'd say with her this season is to expect the unexpected, really. Not everything is as it seems, and I think there'll be a few twists and turns that might surprise people along the way.
Yeah, I think not everything is as it seems. It's something that can be said about Defiance quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Julie, how about you? I mean, next couple episodes, where do you see your character kind of evolving and going?
Well, I mean, we see Amanda start to clean up her act a little bit, but unfortunately, she's surrounded by people who don't have her best interests at heart. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Aww. Aww. Well, that's not me, because she won't let me anywhere near her. Very unfortunate set of circumstances, that is. Mind you, that Berlin's cute. Thank you, boss.
Yeah. It's not stopping you moving to other pastures, is it, Nolan?
Would you say Nolan's got any impulse control whatsoever?
It wasn't there in the casting, so it hasn't been there since, I don't think. Love.
Was that scene actually scripted, or did it just happen?
It was improvised, love.
He's just got the kind of face you want to slap.
I said to the director, just roll. I'll take it from here.
Soft in the BG.
Where does Nolan go? Nolan has the worst teenage daughter in the history of mankind. Can we all agree on that?
Yeah.
It's just a phase. It's just a phase.
Talk about juvenile delinquent. He's been dumped by every bird in Defiance, but mind you. 2 Rosewater sisters have picked him up, used him physically.
Hey, I got you Berlin, actually.
What's that?
I got you Berlin.
Oh, thanks for that.
Yeah.
Oh, now she's a
She's a good girl. She's not that bad. She's a good
now
girl.
she's a bad daughter.
Great wingman. All I can say is that as the season goes along, being a father gets harder and harder and harder until I think I'm pretty much combating every human being in the universe to keep my daughter alive.
It's hard being the father of, like, the harbinger of the apocalypse, I'm assuming, right? Like, that's tough.
Luckily, my daughter's 11, so I haven't had to cope with that yet, but I've had practice now.
Yeah. And Kevin, what can you tell us about these next couple episodes and just where the show is going to evolve to by the finale?
Well, we've been setting up battle in the streets of Defiance for control against the Earth Republic, and it's actually going to get quite a lot bigger than that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really not going to be the focus. The Earth Republic will not be out of Defiance by the end of season 2 because they're too much damn fun.
Yeah.
Those uniforms as well, they just look so good in them. Don't
I know, the cape.
Yeah.
I want a cape.
Yeah.
And
A nice rubber cape.
Capes all around in
Defiance
Defiance.
with the Earth Republic at the moment. We're liking that.
Yeah. I really dig the Earth Republic presence, and from the acting standpoint alone, James Murray as Pottinger, we had Mercado by the awesome William Atherton, Anna Hopkins as Berlin, like this really strong character.
Doing a great job, right? They're amazing, these new members of the cast. Yeah.
Yeah, and Berlin as a character, it's yet another strong female character overtaking Defiance and doing a damn good job of it too.
To overtake Nolan.
Overtaking Nolan, yeah.
Doesn't take much.
Yeah, but Nolan's been kind of a jerk this season.
Female for him to go to bed with.
I know, I'm kind of like the doormat for strong females in Defiance. It's ridiculous.
Oh,
What do you think of Nolan?
and what am I?
Oh, mate, I don't know. You're the mud. You're the puddle before the door.
Yeah, you're the doorknob.
We're the catalysts for fun for the ladies. You know?
I know,
Well, we
it
do
does.
behave badly, though. We deserve
Do you remember
everything
the
we
old
get.
Rocky dolls, the blow-up ones, and you could punch them and they'd hit the ground, they'd come back up and punch them? That's what Daytak reminds me of this season.
Take a terrific beating.
He takes a licking and keeps on ticking.
Well, going off of that, Tony, do you prefer playing Daytag as an egomaniac that has power or an egomaniac that does not have power?
Perchance the latter. Because an egomaniac who does not have power, it's going to be more fun getting that power back.
There's more ground to cover.
Yeah, there's more ground to cover. And you know what? Don't, knock the hovel. It's not exactly, it doesn't smell that good.
Next episode, the hovel is a place of intense romance, if I remember the beginning of the next episode.
Indeed, darling, the intense
It's
romance
very romantic.
and no bath in sight. There is a sink, though,
Dirty
but I'm not
romance.
seeing anything else.
An episode with no bath scene. I'm very disappointed, but I look forward to seeing it.
It
What
is
is
the
this show
apocalypse.
coming to?
I put on a
Where's
lot
it
of weight.
going?
Well, I mean, the E-Republic flag is flying in Defiance, but really the freak flag is flying in Defiance because things got really freaky this season. Would you agree? Jesse, do you think this has been a freaky season?
Yeah, who's not been in the bath is my question.
I know.
I haven't been in the bath. I haven't been in the bath. Haven't been in the bath.
Did
Your
you
time
see
will come,
how
Miss
quick
Benz.
their hands went up?
We know.
you
Julie
were
and I.
in your own bath.
Julie and
You
I know a
OD'd in
scene
the
that's yet
bath.
to happen in Defiance. There's one bath scene that hasn't happened.
Oh, don't. What?
Hey, the mayor and Nolan.
No, but we shower.
The Sensoth and Nolan.
You know you're
shower.
going to
We
get
don't need
Arissa in the bath. That little alien doesn't want.
I don't want to be in a bath.
I think Bertie, the
Ever.
Liberata, in the bath, because she'd come out all wet and shake
Shake,
herself.
shake, shake, shake.
A little shake.
You never get the wet dog smell out.
Oh.
So Kevin, in addition to more bath scenes, the character of Pottinger, he's been this really kind of creepy yet fully realized character, but there's been this intimation that he was the one that raped Amanda, and I don't know, Comic-Con.
you're
I'm
going
just
there.
gonna go.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask: is he the guy that raped Amanda?
Well, I think that is a reasonable conclusion based on what we have presented so far. But if that turned out to be the case, wouldn't that be boring?
There is a rapey quality about him, though.
Yeah.
In real life, too.
In Defiance, what is actual is often not what is presented initially, is all I'm going to say. And we will find that out later, not necessarily in Season 2, but that is part of the plan for Season 3.
You sneaky thing, Kevin
Now you guys
Murphy.
know what our read
So you got to pick up the show if you want to find out what happened.
If you want ambiguity, we're going to give you ambiguity.
You can't give all our spoilers away.
Actually, he's gonna give them all away. We're gonna do a teleplay of just all the rest of the Defiance episodes for this season. Julie, let me ask you, like that, last week's episode was really intense for you. Your character had to go through a lot. Can you talk about just sort of that that process? Was that a difficult episode for you to film when you're detoxing, you're having hallucinations, you know, flashbacks to the sexual assault? Was that a really tough episode for you?
No, it was really easy. It's my life in general. No, it was very challenging, and it was very challenging. And for me as an actor, a lot of fun to play the darkness of Amanda, because season 1, she didn't really have much darkness, and in season 2, it's been great to kind of rip away the veneer and see what's really.
Even her hair's dark now.
Rip off the side braid.
Playing Amanda has turned me dark. It's crazy. No, it was definitely a fun episode to do, and really intense. I think probably one of the most harrowing scenes I ever had to film was the scene between Nolan and I in the alleyway. It was really, I don't know, there was energy there between the two of us that day, and it was really intense, and what he was saying, and I think I actually slapped him once. For reals. But it was a really intense scene, and probably one of my favorite scenes that we've shot.
It was a good scene, yeah. It's hard too. Those scenes, you know, where because people think that all the time when you're acting, you're pretending, right? Nah, you got to mean it when you say it. And so when things get really ugly like that, they get really uncomfortable between.
Yeah, it's
the
like
actors.
they yell cut, and we're like. Walk away from each other. It's not like we're going to go hang out together.
You're not going to have lunch together that day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stephanie, is Arissa a walking, talking, like,
Chucky
WMD at this?
Sorry?
Is she like just a weapon of mass destruction at this point?
Yeah, I mean, Arissa, like Judy was saying, I mean, I think Grant and I didn't speak for the whole season. It's intense. She's destructive to herself and everything around her, and as the season goes on and progresses, that becomes clearer and clearer about what's actually going on. But yeah, they were tough scenes to shoot, and Arissa was kind of so isolated through the whole season. I felt like I didn't see any of these guys because I just didn't have scenes with anyone. She was out there on her own and kind of dealing with this stuff, and so yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah. Well, you know, a follow-up to both you and Grant is that relationship still intact? Is she still her adopted father's daughter, or is there any going back to what their relationship was like? I mean, what is the state of their relationship?
Well, there's that one scene, it's in a later episode from this one, but ranks amongst the hardest scenes I think I've ever had to shoot, where, it gets put to the test. And I honestly, after that scene, don't know the answer to the question. We haven't seen it yet in the show. I think it's in episode 9 or 10.
I think it's 11.
But it's a awful scene between father and daughter.
Mm-hmm. It was a good scene, though.
It's a great scene. Thank you, Kevin, for writing it. Yeah, Kevin's written us all a lot of scenes that are going to take us many years of therapy to get over this season. Steph, what do you think? Do you think the relationship can bounce back?
You know, aside from everything that's going on, Arissa's also growing up and dealing with all this stuff, so I think the relationship has to change anyway. Their motto's always been they'll live or die together. I think that's deep down in there somewhere. But like Grant said, it could go anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, I just have hope.
The thing is,
so sad.
When it gets down to it, the thing about families is you're kind of stuck with each other, and you have to make it work, and you have to find it out. So for Nolan and Arissa, there's no option abandoning his child.
No.
And so he needs to make it work, and that's what makes Nolan, who is this guy who is completely incapable of dealing with women and completely incapable of dealing with a teenage girl. He has to do it, and watching him fail and get back up and try again is one of the things that's charming and wonderful about this particular character for me.
I'm Kevin Murphy's Don Quixote.
Well, we're going to jump to questions in a moment, but first I want to ask Jesse, is Alak, is he, I mean, playing off of that child role with the parents, the relationship, is he more his father's son, more his mother's son, or does he not belong to either? I mean, he just belongs to Earth.
I think it's kind of split down the middle. There's something about him that's Daytak-like in the sense that there's almost this impotence about him. He's trying to, like,
Don't tell everyone the spoilers.
No wonder the marriage isn't going very well.
Yeah, that's the real reason I sent him to the hovel.
And then there's something. I don't think he's as manipulative and smart and conniving as his mother, but
manipulative.
I think
Who is? Jesus.
I think he's he likes to smell humans, like his mother, and likes to take baths and has an infatuation with humans, as I think Stama has, and then kind of has a short fuse a little bit, like Daytak. So he kind of straddles that line.
But who would you rather be most like, Mama or Papa?
Don't make me choose.
I think we've gotten into something.
Kramer versus
Who would you
Kramer.
rather
Be
look
very
like?
careful how you answer that question.
I'm gonna live with Mom.
Alec's also one of the most.
I thought so.
Alec is one of the most recognizably human characters in the show. I would say probably Alec and Tommy are the two characters that react as the audience reacts. Like Alec is the rare character who can look at what Daytak and Stama do and go, "What is wrong with the two of you?"
Yeah, he's a great mirror.
Yeah,
He brings
in
a
real
very
life,
human perspective to the show, which I think is important because
Right.
everyone else
Yeah,
is
in real life,
so
I'm the
insane.
least recognized from the show. Right, just 2 seconds ago, I was asked if I was the moderator for this panel.
And we said yes.
A really good moderator.
No, it's funny. I was at a comic book store with my friend Rob, who works at the store, and this guy came in and went to my friend Rob and was like, "Hey, man, thank you so much for recommending Defiance. I love it. I just finished the first season, just plowed through it. The last episode was dope." And as a reaction, my friend Rob just kind of turned to me and pointed at me in the store, and the guy kind of looked at me, and there was a beat, and then he just said, "Oh, do you watch it too?" And I was like, yeah, I watch it. It's a good show.
Pretty invested.
He was like, yo, how weird is that kid with his mom? It's like,
Jesse doesn't like the public eye, he doesn't.
Well, let's take some questions. I would kindly ask, keep it one question per person, keep it nice and succinct, and let's not get too weird, San Diego.
There's a man with a hell bug on his head.
Spoken to the man with a hell bug on his head.
Hey!
You were here last year, my friend, weren't you?
I
think
really
your
hope
hell
it
bug's
was
growing.
you, and there's not two of you.
So my question is for Kevin. I've been a huge fan of the show, player since Alpha, but aside from some character crossover, there hasn't been a whole lot of interactivity between the game and the show, especially considering that it was advertised. One of the big things was play the game, change the world. So, and by the way, Grant, you can take an animated punch really well. But are there any plans to have a lot more interactivity between the game and the show?
Yeah, that's actually, it's a great question because one of the challenges with doing something that hasn't been done before is you learn what you can do well and what you can't do well. And I think that as we move forward, I think there were some technical challenges with the 3 platforms launched simultaneously. There's a lot of stuff that we had in the hopper that we had planned for crossovers, and then as we got into the nuts and bolts of it, weren't able to be accomplished in the game, and because we shoot the show so many months before airtime, it's very difficult for us to adjust on the show when the day-to-day needs of the game change. So what we've started doing is laying in for the various scripts with Tryon a laundry list of up to like 10 different crossovers. We have Brian Alexander does our mythology coordination for the show, and he and basically they may not pick all 9 or 10 things, but they may pick 1 or 2 things. So I know that we are going to have a couple of our characters will be showing up in the game. I don't want to say who. I know that we've got some crossovers with some of the big global stuff that's happening. There's going to be something happening up in the atmosphere that's going to have a big impact on the game, and some of the stuff that that's been quietly laid into the game, if you've been playing it, is going to pay off, I think, in 2 or 3 weeks in the actual show. So it's the short answer to your question is it's a work in progress.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to follow up on that because the 11th episode of this season, I think you have a character showing up. Do you care to reveal who that is? Or else I'll do it.
Yes, we have. It's in episode 10, though, I think.
10? Okay.
You're talking about the one I'm thinking. Linda Hamilton, right?
No. But she is. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
What are you revealing?
The
I think you're thinking of episode
Oh,
8.
right. I'm
Poker
sorry.
face, kid. Poker face.
Oh my goodness.
Linda Hamilton kissed me on the lips.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
We are going to have there was a contest in the game, which is what Aaron was referring to, where the winner of the game will appear in the show. Their character will come in as a character. So we cast an actress, America Olivo, and she's going to be playing Althea.
And they will be getting in the tub.
But yes, Linda Hamilton is on the show, and she's amazing, and every scene she's in is awesome, and she puts the smack real hard on Datak and Stama, which rarely happens on this show.
Double smackdown. She's like Triple H.
It's one of my favorite scenes we've ever done.
Like Alec needed another crazy parent.
You don't have enough.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, Linda Hamilton is showing up August 21st episode, I believe. And
episode number 10.
10, okay, yeah. And she plays...
Sarah Connor.
Yeah, it's this little
I don't know why.
Terminator.
I don't know what's happening. No,
Linda plays Pilar McCauley, and if anybody watched season 1, Finola Flanagan talked about her a bit in episode 6 last year, and she had some severe emotional difficulty, and her medication didn't work anymore after about 10 years, so she got very depressed, tried to kill herself and kill her children, and Rafe basically got rid of her and told the kids she'd been killed in a raider attack, and now she's back.
And she's not happy.
Basically, the show is all about parenting and what not to do.
In fact,
It's like what not to do.
it's a how-to.
There needs to be a reality show in Defiance, keeping up with the cast-a-thons. Like, just the
It's
the
like, watch this show, and gosh, you'll feel so much better as a parent the next day. Honey, watch that show. They're terrible.
Let's take another question. Hi.
Hi. This is for Kevin. What inspired you to pick St. Louis as the actual place setting of the show? And thank you for keeping the arch.
The inspiration for it was, it's kind of in the middle of the country, and it gives you a sense that you could have one empire in the east, one empire in the west, and they would meet in the middle. And it seemed that because it's so central, and the Gateway Arch symbolically is kind of this symbol to the west, and it makes me think of frontier and expanding and building, and that's kind of the spirit of Defiance, because at its heart, it's not really a Western, but it certainly is a frontier drama. It just seemed a great choice, and also the iconography of the arch was irresistible.
Thanks.
Cool. Do you have a sphere in the front row there?
I know.
Yeah, it's
You
an
have a
arc
sphere?
reactor.
Cool.
That is so cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Awesome.
I thought it was a
goodness.
soccer ball. Sorry. That glowed in the dark.
It's great.
That's better than ours.
It's better than ours, she just said.
I thought it was a Doc Yule head.
Are there any Arathians, people dressed up as Arathians in here?
Any redheads?
Anybody dressed as Amanda with the braided justice?
Oh,
No.
Cassie.
Cassie,
Any
yeah.
Stamas
See,
in
there's
the
a
house?
Nolan in the front row. G'day, mate. How are
Give
you?
him a slap.
I see.
Any
Nice.
girls dressed as Alec?
Now he's just milking it for
I
your
know.
sympathy. He knows how to get you.
Linda Hamilton kissed you. Shut up. I didn't
That
get
was a Liverpool kiss.
The best is Mark Winemaker, our producer, came up to me. He's like, "Yo, I heard you got to first base with Linda Hamilton."
Maybe your character ends up being John Connor. Just a super twist.
I've worked it out that that kind of makes me like John Connor's, what is it, cousin? and because Tony played Bor in the Thor movie, I'm like Thor's uncle as well.
That's pretty good
He
lineage.
spends hours working all this stuff out.
Hi there.
Hey, thanks to everyone for coming out here. My question is, in this season, it seems like the story and the performances have both been turned up to 11. How do you keep up that energy from episode to episode?
Jolt
Adreno.
Cola.
Adreno.
I can actually give you a non-snarky answer, if that's allowed.
Why would you do that?
We spent the first 13 hours setting up this really, really strange world, and a lot of our story real estate had to be devoted to explaining how everything got this way and just why this who all the aliens are and why they're here. And I tried as much as possible not to lard it down with exposition, because for me that was the least interesting part of the show, is explaining the origins and just kind of like forcing the audience to pick that up on the fly. Now that we've sort of done all that groundwork, now we can just have fun with the characters going at each other. And that really, for me, is what I love about the show. So coming up with all of that was a lot easier, because all the heavy lifting was done and disposed with first season. And when you have a cast as accomplished as this, it's really easy and it's really fun, because you just put them in a room together and you watch the sparks fly.
And they give you snarky answers to every question.
Hi there.
Hi, my question's for Julie Benz. Yes. Do you ever feel lonely amongst all these Brits, Canadians? I would actually say Scotsman, but I think he's been disqualified since he went down in a fight.
Where did you go? What's your name, buddy?
Yeah, I'm the only one up here without a sexy accent. So I feel very left out.
But you sound sexy to me. He sounds normal to me. You sound sexy.
At least they can understand you.
Let's preface that. A potato sounds sexy to Jamie Murray.
Yes.
I find everything sexy because I'm British.
But I love that. I love that our cast is so international, and I think it allows us on Defiance to tell stories. I mean, by adding Jim Murray to the cast this year, another Brit. It allows us to kind of bring in the international element to the show as well.
And as an Aussie, we can't have too many Brits, because I always feel like they're going to send me somewhere.
Yeah, you go to paradise and think about what you did, okay? Go to the beach and think about it.
Thank you. Hi.
I know you just touched on it a second ago, but are we ever going to see any kind of flashbacks towards where all the aliens came from before Defiance?
That's a good point, isn't it? I think that would always be interesting. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we will.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Good. Hey there.
In the beginning of the game, you see Nolan on the New Freedom.
Yep.
I was wondering, why doesn't he have an ego device?
Why does Nolan have an ego device?
Yeah.
Massive.
At the beginning.
Yeah, why doesn't he have an ego
Doesn't
device?
trust him. Why would Nolan have an ego device? He doesn't like anything to do with Arctech. Hates it. Hates Arctech.
And we've all seen what happens to those egos when they're bad.
Yeah, you
When
turn
egos go bad.
Yeah. No, Nolan's not an Arctech fan, mate. He wouldn't have one. Nor would Arissa. No. They're there purely along for the ride, and they get caught up in the whole kind of the crash of the New Freedom in the very beginning of the game. Yeah.
They're Luddites.
They are Luddites. They are tag-alongs, and they're not meant to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, Anna Hopkins had a great conversation with you early in this season, where she calls out your character's Han Solo-ness, the blaster and everything. Do you think that's true about Nolan? Do you think that he really was hanging around as a kid watching Star Wars over and over?
I think Nolan's favorite movie when he was 8 years old, or 9 years old, just before the first arcs came down, he was watching the original trilogy of Star Wars nightly. And when those aliens came down, he saw his opportunity.
With the original effects.
Yeah, with the original effects, yeah. And he was just waiting. All he wanted to do was go hang in the bar with Jabba the Hutt. That was it. He's just like, come down, come down, come down.
And then you found me.
And then he found
Jabba the
Chucky.
And Nolan does believe that Han shot first.
I do. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's a Han shot first guy. Hi there.
Hi. One of the things I really love about the show is how layered the characters are and how much rich history you've put into the world. And I was wondering if you will ever get a chance to learn more about the history about like the Pale Wars or Nolan and things that happened back on Casti, maybe in like novels.
Comic books.
Yes, I want to do all of that. We do have, we get a little taste of that if you check out the webisodes that we did. That actually goes back and it shows the origin of Nolan and Arissa to a certain respect. So that's, that's one chance we had to do it. We're also talking about doing a comic book, which I don't know exactly where that is, but one of the things we wanted to do if we do that is to have it is to deal with the past, and we're definitely going to do next year an episode where the entire episode is dealing with what everybody did during the Pale Wars, and that's where we're going to get into New York and the Pottinger and the Amanda and the Connor Lang of it all.
This is why we love panels, because none of us knew that.
Surprise!
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you. Great question.
Yeah, good question. Hi there.
Yeah, hi, how you doing? My question's for Julie. You touched a little bit on Amanda's character arc, which I think is maybe the broadest and most complex on the show. And I was curious, when you came into the show, how much of her storyline did you know, and how much of it came along as the season progressed?
Well, in season 1, I signed on without really knowing anything. I just loved the way Amanda had been written in the script that I read, and then talking with Kevin. I love the world that was created and how strong and complex all the female characters are in the show. At the beginning of season 2, I was told where Amanda's journey was going to take her, and I was very excited because, in season 1, she really was the only one she was like the Pollyanna of the group, and it's really great to kind of take down the Pollyanna sometimes.
I think honestly, I felt that in season 1, we sort of had a Maserati in Julie Benz, and we weren't challenging it properly. Oh. And in season 2, one of my personal challenges was to take all of the characters that I felt didn't get serviced well enough in season 1 and do something crazy with them and do something a little more extreme. And I think it turned out to be a very good bet.
Oh, thank you.
And you certainly met the crazy and extreme quotient, sir.
Well, thank you for that, sir.
Unfortunately, this is going to be the last question. Hi there.
Hi. I was just wondering, so your characters in Defiance have like extreme personalities. When you get a script for like a feature, a short, or like another TV spot, what do you look for in those characteristics for those characters?
I think all actors look at like different projects on a project by project basis. Sometimes I think in a break maybe some of the guys might want to do something as far away as possible. Certainly Jamie Murray probably as little makeup as possible.
I just want to be a human. I want to be a real girl.
She wants to take a shower instead of a bath,
Exactly. I just want to be dry and clothed.
Exactly.
Jamie, I'm going to ask you this question because your character, I don't know who the most devious character is on this show, but your character is ranking pretty high up there. So on set, which of your cohorts is the most cunning?
What, apart from me?
Apart from you, yes.
Well, I suppose Datak is my master, really. I mean, he kind of taught me a thing or two about deviousness. He's just a blunt instrument. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I think I saw, his instincts, and I kind of honed them.
Yeah, sharpened them a little bit.
Made
All right.
them better.
She's been sharpening Datak's blunt instrument. That's the answer to the question.
That's what Cassithans do.
Hashtag overheard at Comic-Con. Yeah. We have like all these family units on stage right now. We have the whole Tar family. We have, the whole Nolan, Arissa, father-daughter thing going on. And I just realized, like, Julie, I'm feeling a little bit bad for you because you're kind of alone up here, because Kenya's dead.
She's got me now.
Yeah, well...
Is she?
Dead is really just the beginning in Defiance, isn't it?
Wait, what are you saying, Julie Benz? My God.
Don't reveal it. Don't.
Well, Sukar comes back over and over again.
He was only a little bit dead.
Well...
You died? Didn't you die?
It didn't stick.
Wait. So this is a reveal. So you're spoiling for all you people out there, that sounds like...
I didn't say anything. You guys all reacted.
Listen, I just don't know where I put Kenya. I know she's somewhere, like maybe down the back of the sofa, or like I've looked in all the places. I just can't remember where I had her last.
All right. Let me say it once and for all. Mia Kirshner will be back, and she will be back this season.
All right.
And she will be back in more than one episode.
All right.
I
So
guess
there
she
you have
was
it.
down the back of the sofa then.
And I thought I got rid of her. Damn.
Well, before we let you guys go today, I just want to remind you, Defiance is going to continue airing at 8 p.m. through August 14th, and then starting August 21st and 28th, it's going to be 2 all-new episodes back-to-back at 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. So...
2 doubles.
Sci-Fi is supersizing your Defiance serving. So, and finally, before we let you guys go, it's Comic-Con. We can't let you go without showing something extra special. So don't leave your seats because we have a sneak peek from 12 Monkeys coming. Let's check it out.
Most of what we know is pieced together from fragments. Only a fraction of the world's population survived. Our only option is to undo it. I'm going back to the past.
Do you believe in fate?
You ready to make history? I'll make it.
Remember, Mr. Cole, everyone you see is already dead.
I'm not gonna hurt you, Dr. Riley.
How do you know my name?
You gave me this mission.
You think you're from the future?
I know. It's hard to wrap your mind around. Now, please, where is Leland Frost?
I remember meeting you in 1987, and you looked exactly the same. What do I do that is so monumental that the laws of physics are broken?
Even if you stop him, how will you know if the future's changed?
I'll be erased.
You know what they call that? Paradox.
I don't know what the hell is going on here, Cass, but I know it's not all in your head.
You believe me now?
I don't know what I believe, but I have a lot of goddamn questions.
How is that possible?
How is that possible? You can't just kill someone.
He's already dead. Everybody is already dead. You are already dead.
Don't understand? That's okay. But you will.
And that's 12 Monkeys, January 2015 on Sci-Fi. And remember, the conversation continues online on Twitter. The cast live tweets every episode of Defiance. So check them out on there. Hashtag Defiance at Defiance World. Please, fans, show your love for Kevin Murphy, Grant Bowler, Julie Benz, Stephanie Leonidas, Tony Curran, Jamie Murray, and Jesse